A very good afternoon to you, our viewers. You're welcome to our darling, Punch Sports Extra. My name is Shegun Odwayo, and together with my co-anchor, co-analyst, and co-man on this drive, we are going to be taking you down the lane as regards sports and happenings in the world of sports in recent days. Of course, Abiodun Adewale, he's my co-anchor and co-analyst.
Good afternoon, Shegun.
Co-man here this afternoon. Somehow we are twinning on blue.
And it's December. Happy New Month to you.
Interesting.
And to you as well.
It was indeed a very interesting and lovely blue day as they tore apart Aston Villa. And who else to lead that tearing apart of Aston Villa than the man in form, the star player of Chelsea Football Club of England, and Englishman Cole Palmer with a goal and an assist. But like we always do, start to the front page of your darling newspaper, Punch Sports Extra. And the big man is on the page leading this morning with the biggest picture out there. You know him already, Nigeria's goalkeeper and goalkeeper of Udinese, Okoye, among the guys with the best saves there in Italy. Say, Biodu, many people, some people have even called for Okoye to come back as number one. I mean, in recent weeks, officially looking at what happened with the Super Eagles, but somehow after I considered two in that game where we lost against Rwanda, and which some people have said it was his fault, those goals were his fault, he could have saved it, but somehow on the club scene, he's doing wonders.
Such an irony. You know, national team, he doesn't get the accolades, but at club level, he has found a way of keeping it decent. He's not among the best goalkeepers in Europe. But as far as the Italian Serie A is concerned, ever since he moved from their sister club Watford to Udinese, struggled for about a season. But the moment he grabbed that shirt, he hasn't looked back since then, and he has found a way to just keep his place in that team, find a number of clean sheets, and for a team that is not as big as Udinese, they face a lot of threats, and he's been really there, and that is why he's ranked among the best in Italy with the number of saves that he has pulled this season. So if you look at the goalkeepers that are better than him, they're probably the goalkeepers of some of the top clubs, and maybe a few other ones who are struggling as well. So he stays in the mix. Good for him. And this is coming at a time too where Stanley Nwabali is also
still the penalty for Chippa United.
He's still doing what Nwabali does in the South African PSL too. So yeah, we have goalkeepers. Let's just see it translates to good goalkeeping at the national team level as well.
All right, still sticking with the front page. Gabriel, hero for Arsenal at the weekend, unfortunately came off injured after that clash with Fabianski. Of course, after that corner kick. You know, when you talk about corner kicks and Gabriel these days, you know, it's like a magnet, and anything, what's it called? Anything that has iron in it, he always dreams about scoring corners, and he was looking out for one again, but the fist of Lucas Fabianski struck his head and he fell down flat. Ended that half, but didn't come in again. He's injured. On the front page this morning, Gabriel Magalhaes, the Brazilian, is injured.
Trust me, worry for Arsenal. And part of the strongest part of their team over time has been that back line. The moment you take someone out of there, it kind of exposes them. At the moment, I think they have some capable replacement as well in that position, but when you have the depth in squad, you definitely have more balance. Other than when you have to replace one, you know that there is really no alternative on the bench to cover up for that. So they will just be hoping that it doesn't stay out too long, so that the depth still remains, and we are still
partnership with Saliba.
With Saliba as well. So we are still in the time. We are still at the time where they still have to keep up the energy and keep chasing. You really want to get something out of the season. They are still competing on all fronts.
His team won yesterday, the biggest game in the world yesterday. But the man is unhappy. I'm talking about Luis Diaz. He's unhappy because Liverpool have failed to give him the contract that he deserves. Salah spoke to the media and said, nobody's talking to me. My contract ends in 2025. A couple of other players were asked about their opinion about Salah. And then now, another attacker who is actually in form, is having a great season in Luis Diaz. is saying, hey, you guys are not giving what's going on with Liverpool?
Liverpool have this shrewd way of doing business. It's been on since FSG took over. Salah is the highest paid player. I think he's on about 350 to 400,000 pounds. Deserved. But if you look at it too, he probably should rank among. If he's not number one, he should be number two when you're talking about top earners in the Premier League. But you need to see the payroll of Liverpool, and you wonder what a player like Luis Diaz is doing on just above 100, just above 100. But these guys keep putting in the work. I think some of the things that play out is the future of these players per se. Diaz at the point in time was touted to be moving to either Barcelona or Real Madrid and all of that. Liverpool are not this club that will throw money around
if you
and
can't
all
stay
of
on
that.
the wage deal.
If you really cannot stay, they are probably scouting for another player that will come take position, all of that. But I trust them to undo it as such. But even when they do these things, you don't get monumental increases in some of these things.
Manchester United.
They don't throw money around there.
All right, still staying with the front page. Fans have hailed our darling Super Falcons for their strength in the 2-1 loss against France in a friendly encounter. Big one, Biodun. Many persons were complaining, no assistant to Shoala. Who else was missing?
Deborah
Abiodun was equally missing from that list, and it caused a lot of uproar on social media. And Onumonu, our ever wonderful, but some people have tagged that sluggish number 9.
Finally got
something for Nigeria, but we lost. But what's going on? This is the second time that Sisat is not coming into the squad, or is not being invited into that squad, and she's not saying anything. But people are saying there's a possibility some forces want her dropped, and there's a whole lot of.
But it's actually been explained by the coach Justin Madugu, who spoke before just as soon as they traveled to France, that Asisa's issue was due to visa and all of that. So she had some renewals to do and all of that. So they just had to keep her out due to logistics reasons. Deborah Abiodun's case was basically injury, while Alimatu Ayinde is also just recovering.
She's out injured.
Just recovering too. So explained. But going straight to the friendly, big game. I didn't see the performance because I didn't see the game, but seeing that kind of decent result, seeing that they scored and we pulled one back immediately in the first half too, only to just see out the second 45 minutes, played ourselves scoreless draw, makes some sense to me for the caliber of friendly games that we played, and for the fact that the coach was bold enough to even trust some home-based players in the starting 11 and handing a debut to a player like Blessing Uko, who just moved from the Nigeria Women Football League some years ago to Turkey and now to Egypt. Handed her a starting shirt, and from the highlights that I saw too, she was instrumental to that equalizer that gave her Ifi Onumonu our first goal in the colour of the Super Falcons. So there are positives to take from that game. At the same time, going forward too, you begin to look into other areas that they need to strengthen. We'll be preparing for the WAFCON by January. I mean, preparations will start coming into the head of the NFF. The competition is in June, July. So they need more friendlies between now and then. And there are some players, if there are players that should be integrated, I think this is the time now.
To bring them in.
If there are players that are still relevant to the team, there is no point in playing anky-panky.
And if anybody's leaving, ease them out.
Show them the exit door as quickly as possible and integrate the team and let them be compact. We've been 9-time champions of Africa, but then old glory.
Yeah, it looks like it's old glory now.
It's old glory now, and countries like Zambia South Africa, they are looking. And Morocco too. They've been looking at us at arm's length, but this time around, they seem to be shoulders above us. Yeah, if not even heads and shoulders.
Yeah. All right, interesting one. Of course, quick one on the front page. Nigerian Super Eagles players and Nigerian players who are not necessarily Super Eagles players had fun over the weekend. Of course, Starboy Victor Osimhen, African Player of the Year, as of today, got an assist for his club Galatasaray. Arokudare, when will this guy be brought on?
Time.
All right, time. Arokudare doing great things as well, and a host of other players having fun at the weekend.
But the truth of the matter is, all of these players will not play for the national team.
Of course.
Another truth is that if you are so good at a point in time, you might just get one cap. We don't
many people like that.
We don't see you again. So to me, it's about playing for the national team is about longevity as much as I want to fulfill the dream of wearing the national team colours. So it's not every member of the royal family that will get to the throne.
Of course.
So let's just leave it as it is. But it is ideal for the handlers of the national team to always put form into consideration, except that you are preparing for a major tournament where you don't want to break the squad. If you have series of windows where you have to cap these players, please bring them on and let's see what they can.
Who deserves to,
and we'll see who needs to become a mainstay. There are people who are mainstay in the current team that needs to be kicked out as quickly as possible too. So let's just move with time. Let's move with form and see how we'll get the national team better. These guys are there.
Yeah.
Let's just keep inviting them as
there's
long
a Victor Latunji somewhere
in Czech Republic.
Yeah, in Czech. You know, sometimes you just see his flashes.
There are many, and one peculiar thing for me about this weekend was that about few of them were having their birthdays, including Tolu Arokodare.
Yeah, Arokodare.
Then there is Ibrahim Olawoyin in Turkey, who also got an assist on his birthday. Reminds me of someone too, Taufik Malomo, captain of 3SC in the MPFL as a last season. He's moved to Albania just as the start of this season, struggling with his club, but yesterday was his birthday and he also got the goal.
All right. So that will be all from us as regards the front page of Punch Sports Extra. But hey, so much is still on that front page. Just go suck in the juice, go to your vendor, get it and enjoy it while you are probably eating, or you know, like I always do, I read best when I'm drinking Gary. So if that's your formula, take advantage of it. Quick one, let's dive into the meat of the show very quickly. Let's take you back to what happened yesterday. Liverpool versus Manchester City, and it's been a bad run of games for Pep Guardiola, but what happened yesterday was not expected. It was, somebody said it was a boring game because Liverpool had the ball, or let's say Liverpool had the ball in more dangerous situations about 9 out of 10 times past Manchester City, and they are not waking up anytime soon. It looks like Manchester City and Pep Guardiola are not waking up anytime soon.
You know, that would even take me to another point. How many games has it been now? Because I've lost count. I don't even know. 7, 8?
Yeah, 7.
7 games
about
already.
7 losses, I think 1-3-3 draw. But outside of that, it's been losses also.
For perennial champions, I think it's taking too long. It's taking forever for them.
He had to go the Mourinho way. After frustration
set in, and he had to start reminding Liverpool fans
that
it's been 6. How many titles is won?
Going the Mourinho way.
But for Pep Guardiola and that gesture, I think there is this bad blood that he has. Especially when it comes to Anfield.
Yeah, he does. That's like his most.
He doesn't enjoy it.
Yeah, at all.
But for yesterday's game as well, things have changed. If it was an era of Jurgen Klopp, you would have predicted at the start of the game that they would play out a draw, but it won't be so balanced because as at yesterday, even if Klopp was in charge, City were nowhere near their best.
At all.
So it was hard to predict if they were going to be able to pull anything. So you could easily predict that they will play a draw, but it wasn't just going to be that. Manchester City, Liverpool, or Liverpool, Man City have always been prime entertainment.
Yes.
Pure classics.
Yes.
But yesterday we had a manager we had a manager in the other dugout who just wanted to get the job done.
Yeah.
Prove his point and just move. It was going to take him 9 points clear at the top of the table and 11 above Manchester City.
Yeah,
so 11. It just for slots, I don't think it was anything about panache. It was nothing about
just give me my 3 points.
Just give me my 3 points.
Let's go.
And hold on to the ball as much as you can. That's just what I saw in that game.
I think it was game plan well executed for Arne Slot. He understood very much that there was a better time. There was no better time to defeat Pep Guardiola and Manchester City than yesterday, and it came from the very beginning. Liverpool meant business. The usual suspects: Mo Salah, Joboslai,